All righty, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is Omar Kelly. Omar Kelly, how you doing, my man? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Phenomenal week of games. Glad to see the Dolphins won. Got into the postseason for the second time since the 2000s, 2001.
No.
Third time.
They got in 16. Yeah, third time. Okay.
Third time. I'm sorry. I shorted you.
Fourth time. They got in 16, 08, 01.
Okay, I'm sorry. Third time in 2 decades.
Fourth time in 2 decades. You are bad in math, bro.
No. 22 is a decade. So.
Oh, I see. That's the new decade now you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
20s. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's all good. Like, hopefully
it's not impressive since 2001
hopefully it becomes more consistent and frequent. It's sad to see that it's a rash of injuries that have really depleted the team and watered them down, but that's every team in the NFL. It's just the injuries, the particular injuries that you have. You can't have your starting left tackle gone. You can't have your top pass rusher gone. You can't have your quarterback gone. Can't have one.
Your whole secondary, except for one guy, pretty much. Because X is playing, but he's really, that's not X, bro. I mean, it's so obvious that X. I know I'm going to hear about an operation at the end of the season, just like Teron Armstead.
What's he on the injury report with? Is it knee now?
Now they say knee, but that growing is, I know he's had.
You know what I've learned over my career? You start to address an issue and you start to compensate using something else, and then it becomes that thing.
Yep.
So, maybe it started as a growing and then put the pressure on his knee, or it started as a quad, put the pressure on his growing. Like it's a never-ending cycle.
Right. And he's not getting healthy during the season. Cornerbacks cannot get healthy with leg injuries.
He's got to rest all week to
yeah, dude. He needs months off. He needs a couple of months off to really.
This is the guy who does not even practice during training camp. So
right. It's just but just watch him. You can tell the explosion is not there, dude. He's not himself. Really, it's only the one safety has been. And the lucky factor was Kader Kohou. He was been a hell of a find, and he's done, an incredible job for a Division II undrafted player. It is one of the better finds in the. Luckily for that's really helped out. There have been some things throughout the year that have saved their ass. Brandon Shell in the middle of the year, you found that right tackle, and the poor kid just got injured last week, and that man did a really good job for them. Kader has been like a really nice find for them.
First round pick that you drafted. Did I say that out loud?
No, he's better. Oh yeah, you mean Tyndall? You mean? Yeah.
No. I'm talking about
there's a lot more.
Austin Jackson.
Oh, you talk? Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, Austin's problem this year was we never found out if he could actually get better because he was. I mean, to his credit, he was looking better in camp, but we never found out if he got any better because, dude, he was unreliable physically. All of a sudden, he got labeled with hit with a whole bunch of injuries this year, so that kind of set him back. You know what I mean? Eichenberg too was another guy that they thought was making progress right before he got injured too, and that kind of hurts you also in the process. How about, by the way, did you watch Rob Hunt last week at right tackle? That was impressive.
I've always thought he was a better right tackle. Always.
I know that. That's why I'm asking you, because you always talk about it. Well, at the moment, they needed the right guard, and they thought the other guy would end up becoming the tackle.
I like Robert Hunt. I like Robert Hunt better at left tackle than I like Eichenberg. But I'm not coaching them, so hey.
He did a really good job, man. And because Robert Jones has played so well, he could slide. And remember, Robert is normally a right guy.
I hate that teams. If Robert Hunt's playing well, leave him where he is.
Amen.
Because Eichenberg is an early draft pick, and you traded away a draft asset to go get him. You try to force it on him. I'm sorry. The film says he's not a better player than Robert Jones.
I know, but Omar, they swear
I
that
hate
the
that.
last 2 weeks before he got injured, they felt he was turning the corner, and
Okay,
they have this thing
that's
that they don't
reasonable.
want you to lose your job to injury.
I hear that.
Listen, I'm not arguing with you.
Yes,
I'm just
you
telling
give me
you.
the justification. Yes,
I'm
I
just telling you what they say. Okay.
I have never argued against a player shouldn't lose his job to injury. But now when you see that performance, you should at least be rotating them in, seeing who performs better, and then make your decision. But hey, you know what it is, and this organization is bad at it. This is our draft pick. This is the asset that we chose. I'm the GM. I'm going to show that this player is worth the asset that we believe that we used to get him. And
Yeah.
that's Eichenberg. That's Austin Jackson. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not arguing with you, bro. I mean, plus, here's the worst part about that whole situation. In fact, when they told me about it, I said, guys, I get it, but I don't see it. And to be quite honest with you, Robert Jones has outplayed Eichenberg, period. Eichenberg never has played more consistent than Robert Jones. So why would you give him back the job? You know, that's to me, that was the bigger indictment out of all that. Eichenberg had never really turned the corner. Robert Jones has been more than serviceable for you at that position. You know what I mean?
I have two disappointments that I have about McDaniel this season. The first is, where's the running game? I could swear to you, the Dolphins would have a running game, and it'd be consistent, and they'd run the ball 25 times a game, and they would absolutely. I didn't care what they did, but I knew they were going to run the ball.
Yeah, but
turned out to be.
Dude, they don't stick with it, even when they're successful with it.
Yeah,
he's fallen
in love with the pass.
My knock on McDaniel is that he's really a bad game day coach, bro. It's a bad game day coach. He doesn't he's hard-headed, doesn't want to use Gesicki. Look at him now the last 3 weeks, making plays for you. Use his ass. You're running the ball 7 and 9 yards a clip.
We've been arguing this Gesicki for 5 years.
Listen to me. He has made plays the last 3 weeks when they finally use
the real receivers are injured.
It doesn't matter. Use him. He's a big target. But listen to me. It's not just using. You don't leave a weapon on the field on the sidelines. You use him. Okay. Then the other thing is you're running at 7 yards a clip against the Bills on the road, and then you come up to 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and you decide to throw. What the hell is wrong with you? You're gouging the Packers
in your quick passing game than you do in anything else,
dude. You're gouging the Packers for 9 yards a carry. And you go away from it again. And so even when they do run the ball, they don't stick with it, which you would think, Omar, okay, my defense is bad. Let's not put them out on the field. Let's run the ball. Let's protect my quarterback because I don't want him taking extra hits. Let's make my quarterback even more dangerous because if I suck in those linebackers, guess what? The middle of the field's now open because you got to stop Mostert and Wilson. Now I'm killing you with everybody crossing in the middle of the field. I don't understand. And then challenging. My man won the first challenge in week 18 of the season, Omar.
Hey, that's not him. That's his spotter. So don't blame him.
That's his fault. Fire that asshole. Fire his ass. I would have had his ass fired by October, dude.
I don't know who it is, so I can't.
I don't care who it is.
They take that thing seriously, too. They take that thing seriously, so there will be some evaluations this offseason. But he doesn't make the decision. The spotter tells him, challenge. He challenges.
But that's your fault. Like, if he comes back with Danny Crossman, is that Danny Crossman's fault or is that Mike McDaniel's fault? Right? So if you keep that same guy making the same mistakes in the booth, whose fault is that? You know, but by halfway through the season, hey,
you should put somebody else in charge of it.
Yeah, right. By halfway through this, hey guys, we're 0-12 on challenges. You're fired. Who's next? Let's go. Somebody get the job done. Let's go. You know, right. I mean,
hey, what I liked about Brian Flores in the offseason was Brian Flores was very ruthless about improving his team.
Out.
Huh?
Let's find. He hasn't had an off season yet.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is like literally, he was ruthless about improving his team, justification, firing guys. Obviously, a lot of his inability to have interpersonal relationships contributed to that. But I'm curious to see if McDaniel will be ruthless or if he'll be buddy buddy and adamant about sticking with his guys and sticking with Boyer and sticking with Crossman and
That's
sticking
not
with.
his guys. No, he doesn't have to
I
stick with those
know, but I'm
guys,
just
dude.
saying they're on his staff. I completely agree with you. If
I don't
I
think I don't
can,
think he'll change his offensive staff, but I think he's going to make changes somewhere. I don't know if it's Boyer. I'm pretty sure Crossman's gone, but I could see some changes, sure, in the coaching staff for
yeah.
sure.
And my second criticism of McDaniel is I know you had injuries, but I expected the development of the offensive line to be a little bit better. And
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Brandon Shell was found off the street and
I
worked
said
out.
development of young players.
Robert Hunt has gotten better, played at a Pro Bowl level practically this year.
I don't
And
view
then
him as a young player.
and then at left guard, Robert Jones developed. My brother, they developed three guys.
Austin
The other
Jackson,
two are veterans.
Liam Eichenberg.
Yeah, the other two are veterans. No,
Austin Jackson,
those
Liam
guys aren't
Eichenberg.
no, those guys aren't playing. Those guys aren't playing, but they did find Brandon Shell to help them out. They did have Robert Jones as a young guy to help them out. So they drafted Hunt. So even if you don't hit on your, I don't care if you don't if you miss on Noah. I don't care
Yeah,
as
I
long
don't
as
care
you.
about the misses too. I'm talking about player
Wait a
development.
minute. But that's my point. I don't care if you miss on Austin Jackson if you find me Brandon Shell to fill in. I don't care if you missed on this guy if you got me Robert Jones to fill in. I don't care if you missed on Noah if you got me Nick, Cater, Brandon Jones, and Trill Williams to come back. I get it. Noah was a disaster of a pick, but you found other people. So I got to give you credit as a front office when, okay, I screwed up here, but I found somebody else to kind of make up for it. And that helps out as a front office. You got to give them credit for that, man. And by the way, they pass protected pretty well this year. It wasn't like it's been the last 2 years where Tua's constantly pressured. Not Tua, not Teddy, not Skyler. They haven't been running for their lives. They've had time to pass. They've had time to pass. You got to admit that.
I would like it to be a little bit better. And when you don't have Teron Armstead, it's not good. So
yeah, and by the way, you've developed Connor Williams as a center, which is a good call somebody put there. That's another thing that you did. You had to switch him over, and he did a pretty good job.
I just feel like
the first year. It's a first year, bro. Give him time, Omar. You can't expect to have the Niners line in the first year. You know what I mean? Now you've got the guys that know offensive line.
Did I ask for the Niners line?
Now listen. Now you've got the guys that know how to coach up an offensive line, right? You didn't have them before. They inherited everybody. Now they've assessed everybody, and now they can make the changes down the line.
True, they didn't make an addition other than Connor Williams, right, and Teron Armstead. So they don't have young players that they've developed.
Well, Robert Jones they developed, my brother,
still they inherited him.
Yeah, but they developed him because he played his best here now.
You can. Everybody developed.
Robert Hunt has played like a monster this year, bro. Monster.
He's been good.
He's been great. It's been great, bro. And that's why I started the conversation. Did you see what he did at right tackle? I mean, I watched the film again. I was like, wow, dude.
He's a right tackle.
Wow. He played really, really. And by the way, Robert Jones is a right guard. He's actually not a left, which kudos to Robert Jones, dude. We need you on the left. He's really traditionally a right. This is his natural position that he's playing. I would not be surprised on Sunday if you keep Hunt there at right tackle and you keep Robert Jones at the right guard. That would make a lot of sense to me because that's actually Robert's natural position. He has played well for you at left tackle. You know, maybe he deserves that opportunity to be the right tackle for the Dolphins for next year.
See, I used to be out there and chronicling those. I used to be out there and chronicling those little things, and that's what I miss because of
course,
nobody's out there telling you what's happening at the guard position.
No, I'm with you all the way. The Tua stuff, I listen. Whatever I know none of us are doctors. I'm glad they held him out. I think he really needs the whole offseason
holiday in,
and then start next year. Are you good with Tua next year? How do you handle the Tua situation? Are you one of those guys get rid of Tua and bring somebody else in? Who do you bring? You can't really bring in a starter to be backup. Let's go. Derek Carr's not going to come here to sit backup. You know what I'm saying? So let's be realistic. So how do you look at the whole Tua situation and the quarterback situation for the Dolphins heading into 23?
I look at it from this standpoint, just evaluating the facts. Do you have the number 1 rated quarterback in the NFL on your roster?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Potentially.
By the way, the Dolphins find a guy like that all the time.
Yeah. Potentially, if he continues to play and stays healthy, and this is just hypothetical,
Right.
does he have a chance to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL for the next 5 to 6 years?
Top 5. Yes. Please.
I was being conservative.
I know. I get it.
I'm just saying facts. Yes or no?
I'm with you.
We sit there and argue top 5.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But this is top 10 quarterback in the NFL, stays healthy next 5 to 6 years. Yes, you cannot argue this based on what you've seen talent-wise.
Amen.
Now, the question is durability. You knew it was a factor when you selected him.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely know it's a factor now when he suffered these back-to-back concussions. Can he change his helmet routine? Can he speed up his processing speed? Absolutely. You can't just say, oh, we got the number 1 quarterback, but he might be fragile. Let's move on. No, you got to go one more year and figure it out. You got to give him his 5th-year option. You got to figure it out, and you got to continue. They've gone very deep in this Tua rabbit hole.
Yeah, and by the way,
this isn't the time to turn back now.
By the way, they can give, if I understand correctly, they can give him the 5th-year option and lock it in, but they can also pull it and rescind it by the end of next year if they feel like it.
I think they changed that rule where you cannot rescind it anymore. I'll continue to look it up.
Okay.
I do believe they changed that rule. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think I'm looking it up.
Okay.
If their options will transfer. Continue the show while I look this up.
I'm actually texting somebody else about it. Yeah, so I think, so how would you handle it then? So you're fine with Tua. Who's the backup plan? Because I don't know what you've seen, but from what I've seen from Skyler, he's not going to progress enough to be the backup that you can count on. I just a guy that reads.
I'm not ready to say that because I saw a lot of Skyler in training camp and I saw a lot of Skyler in the exhibition season. The situations and circumstances that he's been put in are not ideal, and I'd love to see him in 2nd year in the offense. Maybe that's as a number 3 quarterback. Me personally, and I know this isn't going to be a popular opinion, but I'm known for actually giving unpopular opinions.
Yes, you are.
I use a high resource and I draft another quarterback.
That's what I said. I would use one of my 2nd or 3rd rounders for somebody like a head.
And you could end up with a Willis in Tennessee, and he's a dud. And you can end up with the kid with the Jets, and he's a dud. Hell, maybe I trade for the kid with the Jets. I don't care. Like, he's cheap. He's relatively cheap labor right now. It depends on what you want to develop, what you feel like you can develop, and what you want to develop. But I'm drafting one because he's cheaper. He's a developmental guy. He can compete with Skyler. I'm not even sure I'm going with the Teddy Bridgewater route. And that's an option, but it'd probably be at a $6 million a clip kind of situation. Like for what I've seen this year from Teddy Bridgewater, I'm going a little cheaper.
Right. Yeah. And I'm thinking that Andy Dalton is the kind of guy you go after.
No. Don't. I want to develop a guy. I don't want the guy, unless you're thinking that Tua doesn't need the help. Like you're thinking somebody who can sit there and help Tua.
No. I'm actually thinking somebody that could come in as a backup and just keep the ship afloat.
I'd rather stay with Teddy Bridgewater.
Ugh.
If that's where we're going.
Ugh.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Teddy Bridgewater, come on, bro. He was okay, and then literally he got injured during the game, and then how could you hold that against him? How could you possibly hold that against him? Every time that he's got the opportunity to show you what he can do, he gets injured with a full week's worth of practice. Full 5th-year options are fully guaranteed once the team picks it up.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, the
New
thing with
rule:
Teddy,
full years are fully guaranteed once the team picks it up in May.
actually, if you watch Dalton, he actually played all right this year, and he played
And
better
his
than
team is
Teddy.
still shopping for a quarterback because he
Oh
sucks.
no, he's not a starter. Oh my God, I've never even looked at Andy Dalton as a starter from the second he came out of what was it,
TCU.
TCU, right? Yeah, so when he came out of TCU, I've never even looked at him as a starter, but I think he's a fantastic backup. Actually, that's my point with him.
I would
Of
rather
course, if
he's
that's
going to
your
go.
starter, you're not doing well as a team. I'm with you there, dude.
Yeah,
Please.
he's no. I would rather draft one and
Okay.
develop him. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. All right. Tell them about I Am Athlete, my brother.
We're doing we're on Mad Dog Sports Radio from 7 to 9 every night. I'm actually hosting, not hosting. I'm actually on tonight with Brandon Marshall and Lige Duzable. We've got a partnership with FanDuel. We're placing bets and doing whose parlay plays, and which is something the betting world and betting realm is new to me. So that's what we're doing right now, and we're about to launch season 4 and in the coming weeks.
By the way, Ian Rappaport just answered back. Nope, you cannot rescind it. They are fully guaranteed. So you are correct. They pulled that.
Yes.
Can't do it anymore. So there you go. All right.
Yeah, and I believe it's $22 million for Tua. Like,
Yeah.
22.
That's not really that bad, actually.
It is what it is. It's a placeholder until he gets his $200 million deal.
No, dude, Jag quarterbacks get 15, 18 million nowadays.
I disagree with you. I keep hearing that. I don't think I'm not Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think Geno Smith is going to get $20 million.
Who's that?
Geno Smith. He's going to
if he's your starter, you'll give him somewhere in that neighborhood for sure.
No.
Yes.
I'm dying to see what happens with him.
Yeah, somebody. If you want a mediocre starter, that's probably what you're going to pay Omar. Because
he was a top 5 passer this year, and the number 1 quarterback in completion percentage.
By the way, playoffs. That's why I'm saying that a real starter is 40 to 50 million nowadays.
No way.
So you got to figure that a decent backup to a bad starter is probably going to be 15 to 20 million nowadays.
That's crazy, man.
I know, dude. But those quarterbacks that are starting from 25 to the 32 teams, those guys are making some money, dude. They're making some cash, bro. You got to pay them something, dude. You just can't pay them $5 million to start for you. If they're starting, the agent gets bad starting money, but it's incredible starting money when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so check them out on I Am Athlete and on social media. What do they do, bro?
What do you mean? Social media?
Where do they follow? Not just Omar Kelly, but is it I Am Athlete?
Yeah, also? I Am Athlete. I Am Athlete tonight. For the radio show, I Am Athlete. Just podcast and YouTube.
Okay,
there you go. On the YouTube channel, I Am Athlete.
There you go, Omar. Thank you, my brother. We will catch up next week, my friend.
All right,
you got it. We love him, Omar Kelly, and our essential moving experts.com. Miami Dolphins report. Don't forget, if it's local moving, long distance moving, home moving services, office moving services, the folks at essentialmovingexperts.com can take care of you. Sean Williams and all the great people out there. They do it nationwide, stationed in Daytona, Florida, but they work all across the nation. So if you're looking to move, and they're big Dolphins fans too, when you go to essentialmovingexperts.com, go to the website. It's all aqua and orange. He's a monster Dolphins fan. He's got season tickets. So he drives down from Daytona for the games. Okay, big supporter of our platform. So support the great people that support our platform, Sean Williams and the great people at essentialmovingexperts.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big